today in the classroom I also explained beginning. I began to explain the reported speech point of grammar. Okay, in the classroom I said that there were two ways of telling things, of telling something. You can say something with the exact words of the person, and literally his or her own words, or you can tell things in another way, in reported speech. In that case, there are some changes in the form of the message. This message is direct and this message is indirect. So what are the differences? There are several differences that we are going to see. First of all, the change from direct speech to reported speech is that in direct speech we have inverted commas because we are using the exact words of the speaker. However, in reported speech we don't have inverted commas because we are not using the exact words of the person. We are only just explaining what another person said. So this is the first change. This verb set is called the reporting verb, and you can use this said or told. We use told if we mention the person, to whom the speaker was talking. So if we know this person, to me, to her, or whoever, she told him or me. But if we don't have this, if we only have I am late, she said, then we changed this sentence into reported speech like she said that. And we cannot omit that. She said that she was late. First change, inverted commas. Another change is the verb of the direct speech. So the main changes are in, as we said, inverted commas. No, there are no inverted commas in changes in reported speech. I mean, no inverted commas. The verb changes one step backwards, un paso atrás. Siempre el verbo da un paso hacia atrás en el tiempo. What I mean with that the verb, el tiempo verbal siempre da un paso hacia atrás. So if the verb is in the present simple, like I am, in direct speech, in reported speech we say was. The present changes to the past, the present simple changes to the past simple changes to the past perfect. Okay? Another change in reported speech from direct speech to reported speech is that sometimes the pronouns change. For example, I usually changes to he or she. Okay. Also in the adverbs. For example, today in direct speech changes to that day. And finally, another change can be in the demonstratives. Demonstratives like this changes to that, and this changes to those. Okay, so if you would like to take a picture of this with your phone, with your mobile phone, and then you could have a summary of the main changes from direct speech to reported speech. However, I also upload in the virtual classroom the lesson of reported speech. You can see it in the virtual classroom, as I said, and they are this document. Is this document, this file with the explanation of reported speech, and as I said, you can find it in unit number 6 of the virtual classroom. Okay, also in these photocopies you can see the changes, all the changes of the verb tenses. Again, you will see them more clearly if you download these documents. Okay, so remember these changes, that they are the most important ones. And then the second part of the reported speech is when you don't use the verb say or tell. For example, when you ask a question in direct speech. Let's see what happens. Okay, there are two types of questions: yes, no questions, and WH questions. Okay. Some example in direct to see the change from direct speech to reported speech. Some example can be this, for example. Okay. Did you see your brother? He said, when we change this question to reported speech, this question becomes a positive or an affirmative sentence. Remember, questions in direct speech become affirmative sentences in reported speech. And all the changes we need to do, all the changes that I have already said. So also the reporting verb is not said, but there is asked or wanted to know. In reported speech, he asked or wanted to know if or whether, both have the same meaning, if or whether he had seen his brother. So you can see all these changes. The past simple changes to the past perfect, the past perfect, yes. And the reporting verb is not said, but asked or wanted to know, if or whether, in yes no questions. And how is the change in WH questions? For example, in this case, we will see what happens with you. Okay, it is a WH question, so now in reported speech, the change could be he asked or wanted to know if or whether sorry, I was making a mistake now here, because if or whether is for yes no question, sorry. He has wanted to know, and we need to use the WH word. And now you usually refers to the person who is reading. So to me refers to I, to the person I. And the present continuous changes to past continuous. It's about questions. Now, let me explain in Spanish something. A continuación, en los apuntes, veis que hablamos de reporting commands, requests, warnings, invitations, etc. Suggestions. Bueno, esto en definitiva lo he resumido en un cuadro que aparece también en las fotocopias que he entregado hoy y que están en el aula virtual. este cuadro. No tenéis que saberoslo todo de memoria, para nada, no hay que estudiarlo de memoria, pero bueno, sí hay que saber los significados de cómo hacer sugerencias o cómo hacer peticiones. Bueno, yo le llamo otros verbos introductorios, es decir, los típicos son said, told o asked, wanted to know, para preguntas, pero hay otros verbos introductorios y estos siempre son adecuados o expresan la misma idea que la intención del hablante. Es decir, si la intención del hablante es hacer una sugerencia, el verbo que vamos a usar, el verbo en estilo indirecto, el verbo que vamos a usar va a ser sugerir. Es decir, estos otros verbos, reporting verbs, se escogen según la intención del hablante. Es decir, cuando en estilo indirecto, como digo en la fotocopia, cuando en estilo indirecto se aconseja, en vez de usar este verbo, reporting verb, said, decimos advised, es decir, aconsejar, aconsejó. Y si en estilo directo lo que hacemos es prohibir algo, entonces en estilo indirecto usamos el verbo pues prohibited o forbade también, forbade también. Es decir, que escogemos el verbo de estilo indirecto según la intención de lo que quiera decir el hablante. Y ya, como decía, no tenéis que aprenderos toda la lista de los verbos, de otros verbos de estilo indirecto, de otros verbos introductorios. No tenéis que aprenderos la lista, pero sí cuáles son, reconocer cuáles son y para qué sirven y su significado. Bien, en esta tabla que veis en los apuntes, hay tres tipos de estructuras. Estos verbos siguen tres tipos de estructuras. Mirad, la primera estructura es el verbo introductorio adecuado al mensaje, el verbo introductorio seguido de infinitivo con tú o seguido de objeto, si hay un complemento o un objeto, más tú, que es la estructura 1. ¿Y cuáles son los verbos principales que siguen esta estructura? Pues hay muchos, pero los más destacados son los de consejo, for example, aconsejó, she advised him to study more. This is in indirect speech, in reported speech. Indirect speech the sentence would look like this. Yeah, well, you can say you. Okay, you should. This is one important reporting verb. Otro verbo que sigue esta estructura es prohibir, cuando se prohíbe algo. Por ejemplo, indirect speech. Then in reported speech, you mustn't smoke here. In reported speech, would be, ¿qué está haciendo? Prohibiendo, forbid. So, well, he said. Entonces, en vez de he said, como vemos que es una prohibición, usamos un verbo específico, un verbo introductorio específico, que sería prohibir. He forbade me, entiendo que es a mí, to smoke there, ¿ok? Otro verbo introductorio que sigue esta estructura es order, ¿vale? Bueno, voy a ponerlo aquí debajo ya. Para cuando se ordena algo, para ordenar, cuando se da una orden. Entonces, en reported speech, como sabemos que esto es una orden, usamos el verbo de ordenar, que normalmente se usa ordered o told, pero más frecuentemente ordered. And remember that the negative changes to ordered not to smoke, okay? También cuando se pide algo se utiliza un verbo específico, un verbo introductorio específico, pedir. For example, in direct speech, we say, In reported speech, en vez de decir said, sabemos que es una petición, entonces usamos el verbo asked normalmente, ¿vale? Él pidió, incluso podríamos decir he asked me, podríamos decirlo también. Él pidió si, if o whether, si yo podía ayudarle. No valdría decir he asked for help. No, no vale, hay que decirlo completamente, la oración completa. Hay que pasar a estilo indirecto la oración completa, ¿ok? Aparte también otro verbo introductorio es, por ejemplo, cuando te ofreces para hacer algo, para ofrecimientos. Entonces está pidiendo ayuda. ¿Quieres que te ayude? Shall I help you? Entonces es un ofrecimiento. Está ofreciendo. ¿Qué verbo usamos? Offered. Bueno. He offered to help me, ¿ok? He offered to help me. También otro caso sería cuando, por ejemplo, rechazamos hacer algo. Rechazamos, nos negamos a hacer algo. ¿Vale? Por ejemplo, decimos, no te voy a ayudar, no te quiero, no, yo no te voy a ayudar, no te ayudaré. I won't help you. So he refused. Usamos el verbo rechazó, se negó a hacer. He refused to. Okay. Otro que me gustaría destacar es cuando se amenaza con hacer algo, ¿no? Se amenaza. So, si usas el móvil, you use the phone, I will tell the head teacher. Esto es como una amenaza, ¿no? Te está amenazando con eso. And the verb that you use es amenazar, threaten. You can also include the object. He threatened to tell the head teacher. Él amenazó con contárselo a la directora. To tell the head teacher if I used the phone. Okay? If I used the phone. Entonces, estos son 7 verbos principales, 7 que llevan esta estructura, esta primera estructura, ¿vale? Después, la segunda estructura es reporting verb, puede ser seguido de objeto también, pero suele ir seguido de reporting verb más gerundio, ¿vale? Y son nada más que 4, son 4 verbos introductorios que llevan el reporting verb plus gerund. Que son sobre todo para sugerir, para recomendar, para negar algo o para disculparse por algo, ¿vale? Como pone aquí en las fotocopias, ¿vale? Para sugerir, por ejemplo. Bueno, let's es una expresión típica de hacer sugerencias y cualquier expresión típica para hacer sugerencias, pues al pasarlo a estilo indirecto, pues tenemos que, en vez de decir said, decimos he suggested. Okay. The thing with the verb suggest is that we can use this structure, but it is also correct and adequate if we use a structure with that. For example, this other structure is also possible and is followed by that plus the complement plus a complement plus a verb in the basic form, un verbo en forma base, okay? Also for when you make a recommendation about something, for example, is like a recommendation is similar to should or had better or ought to, also let's or why don't we. The structures are similar to the structures are similar to pieces of advice. Es decir, la estructura para cuando se hace una recomendación, en el estilo directo suele aparecer, pues el mensaje suele ser un consejo, ¿de acuerdo? Cuando el mensaje es un consejo, then in reported speech, instead of said, ¿qué hacemos? Él aconsejó. Sorry, advised or recommended. Both are okay. Again, advised or recommended. The difference is that with advised, if we use advised, we need to use the structure to, advise to do something, to plus infinitive. But with recommended, we use gerund, sorry. Gerund, he recommended studying. Studying with ing. Well, you can, I'm going to write it here. He recommended studying. However, with advised, he advised to study. Usually, in this case, we use he advised me to study. He recommended studying. ¿Okay? Y los dos últimos verbos introductorios que van seguidos de gerundio son para negar algo, cuando tú te niegas a hacer algo, o cuando te disculpas también. Más bien es negar, porque tenemos por una parte rechazar algo, I won't help you o I won't do that, es un rechazo, rechazas hacer algo, pero luego está otro verbo que es para negar que algo haya pasado. No es que rechaces, sino que niegas que algo haya pasado, es denied. El verbo es denied. Pero bueno, en estilo directo sería algo así como and in reported speech, he didn't steal, he is denying stealing the money. He denied okay, and another introductory verb is for to say sorry, para disculpas. In reported speech, ¿Qué está haciendo? Se está disculpando. Entonces, he apologized for doing something. So these are the main introductory verbs that expresses the intention of the speaker, when his intention, her intention, when he speaks. Okay, so instead of using say or said, we use a specific verb that matches with the intention, with the message or intention of the speaker. Usamos un verbo que define más, determina más y se ajusta más al significado del mensaje que quiere transmitir el hablante. La última estructura es seguida de that, una oración de that, como se suele decir, a reporting verb plus a that sentence. And here there are many verbs. One cannot learn all of them, it's impossible. But maybe the most common ones are, for example, stated, afirmó, stated, afirmó que, complained, se quejó de que, informed, yes, informó de que, warned, warn significa advertir. Some of you may ask, well, and what's the difference between threaten and warn? Okay, threaten is like is stronger. The consequences can be stronger. However, warn is just a warning, just something that may happen if you do something. It's not so strong as threaten. Okay. There are many examples in the photocopy. Whenever you state something, for example, the sky is blue, she said. Instead of saying the sky is blue, she said that the sky was blue. We can say she stated that the sky was blue. Or complained, no way, you always talk to me badly. No way, you always talk to me badly. So he complained that she always talked to her badly, for example. And won't, for example, if you don't study today, you won't go out during the weekend. If you don't study today, it is not threatening, no es una amenaza, es una advertencia. If you don't study today, you won't go out at the weekend. So she warned that if he didn't study that day, he wouldn't go out at the weekend. Okay, so these are basically the most important and some of the most important ones. The ones that you must remember is with special importance is the verbs followed by ing. Remember, suggest, recommend, deny, and apologize. I repeat, suggest, recommend, deny, and apologize. These verbs are always followed by ing, except for suggest, that can also be followed by that sentence. And if you turn the page in the photocopies, I also left you some exercises to practice at home, and also in the student's book on page 84 you have typical exam exercise 1. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb and a suitable reporting verb below. I repeat, page 84, exercise 1. I recommend you to I recommend doing it at home, not to do it. I recommend doing it at home also, and if you have any doubt, any question, please let me know about it. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.